so it's Monday afternoon, it's the 7th of November, and as you can see since our last video, so in about 4 or 5 days ago that I filmed the last video, you can see a massive improvement here. We've got really good growth, really good recovery, and it's probably, if anything, overdue a cut. Now, unfortunately, over the weekend, I've been away with work, so I was unable to do anything until now. So today's the day, first cut. Couple of things I'm going to consider here. Normally, I mow this green about 5 millimeters. Ideally, I probably should cut this at maybe 6 or 7 just to bring it back down. I'm going to go straight to 5 just to see how it plays out, sort of express this or speed this up. It's probably going to bring with it a fair bit of sand into the catcher, which is probably equally, if not more abusive to this poor mower as the initial shave, which was quite dramatic on it as well. Now, as we look around, there's a few things here. Number one, you would have saw this in the last video. This little bit of mesh here, that circle there, underneath there is a sprinkler. Now, Max is an absolute magician at finding things that are concealed. So he found that and he had a little scratch. So I just put a piece of metal over it, a bit of mesh over it just to stop it. Now, the other thing, again, zoysia going wonderfully well. Nothing unusual here, still holding really fantastic color, pushing through the top dress there nicely. And again, not seeing, I've done another application here of Roundup, and I'm not actually seeing at this stage any more rebound growth, so that's good. I think we're well on our way to being able to plant this out with our zoysia. But these little patches here, these little bare looking patches, there's a few more over here, and it's probably my fault as much as it is this little terror over here. They would be Max's footprints from walking through this area here after I sprayed it with Roundup. So as you look across, you can see here he spent a little bit of his time here and over there. It's not a huge concern. Those patches will cover over fairly quickly. And how could you stay angry at a face like that? Because butter wouldn't melt, would it, Max? So anyway, today let's get our mow on. Let's get our first mow on. We'll see what we can come up with. See what sort of, how much sand we pull out, etc. And yeah, let's crack on. Here we are, first mow back after our renovation, and any concerns I had about picking up sand are now dismissed. As I said, 4 runs in, and all we've basically got in the catcher here is green grass. There is a few little granules of fertilizer, but pretty much we've just got grass. So from here on in, lots of regular mowing, really get this surface to tighten up, get it to really start getting nice and dense once more. We'll keep up some, or we should say not keep up, but we'll start adding some liquid fertilizers and liquid amendments to really get this singing along. But as I said, straight back to 5 mils, really happy with how this is progressing. So let's kick on. I am super impressed about how that's come up for its first mow. As you can see, still got a heap of green here left, heap of colour. There's still some thinner areas, obviously, across through here, but then there's also areas that are somewhat thicker. So over the coming days and weeks, really going to see this green improve out of sight. Now, as I think I said earlier, the main key to this is to continue with our regular mowing. I cannot stress enough the importance, above and beyond everything else. If you want a short lawn or a putting green, mow. Lots of mowing. For me now, where possible, it's going to be every day or every second day. So that is the key, guys. That is the key. So look, now here, from here on in, I also now want to give our surround a trim. Now, most of you will be well aware that that would entail the new Toro Greensmaster 3250. So we'll jump on it and we'll do a couple of laps and we'll get these surrounds done as well, just to finish it off. Since getting this machine, I actually haven't done too much with it on camera, but let me tell you, I've been using it all the time out the front on the Tiff Tuff and just before I renovated here on our surrounds. Now, I have actually gone and ordered the screen because it was missing the grass screen or the radiator protection screen. So I have actually ordered that. And excuse me, Mr. Max, across here is also a, I guess a model sticker. So that would say Greensmaster 3250. I've ordered that as well. Now, the seat, I think Scone Outdoors is going to come through with the goods. I think they've got some machines coming in very shortly that are getting their seats changed out. So whatever council it was that bought them has a specific requirement for seats. So they're going to have some brand new secondhand seats. I'm hoping one of those will fit on there and I'll get it at a really good price. So shout out to those guys once again. You've always been there for me, so thank you very much. So anyway, guys, look, let's get on. Again, been cutting beautifully since Trent worked his magic on this machine. So I was also reluctant to put it on this here, but seeing the fact that this green didn't pick up any sort of sand, this set at 12 mils on this ground here certainly isn't going to worry me either. So. I didn't actually get as much grass off that cut then as I thought I might, but any excuse to use this mower is a good enough excuse for me. Now going forward, obviously, as this continues to cover over and grow, we'll start to get more clippings off it and it will just continue to improve all the time. Green's looking fantastic for something that's been renovated so freshly. Surrounds also are starting to look magic, so I'm really happy. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to chuck out some Plant Doctor products. Normally I run the liquids through the Easy Flow, the fertigation system, which is connected to my irrigation system. But given the fact that we've had so much rain, haven't been irrigating, I couldn't tell you the last time I turned sprinklers on here. So me being a little bit time poor or lazy, you choose which one, I've been neglecting that. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to chuck the backpack on, just going to go over the green, go over the surround, give it a bit of love. Basically, it's going to help strengthen the vigor of the plant, help and aid its recovery, and potentially also unlock nutrients that are locked up in the soil. I've got a fairly basic mix here today. There's no actual, I guess, specific foliar fertilizer here amongst these guys. These are more amendments and soil improvers, etc. Now, because we've still got our green and our surround full of granular fertilizer, we don't need to add any liquid fertilizer. So these things here, so basically this is going to just go through them really quickly. The Quantum H is just going to unlock nutrients in the soil. It's going to activate soil microbes. It's going to just help things move along. Seaweed Secrets is more of a health tonic for your plant, a bit like a vitamin tablet for yourself. So it's going to do stress relief, which is really important since we've just given it a heap of stress by doing what we've done. So that's going to help us do that. And Stimulizr just helps also unlock things that may be locked up in the soil and carry product nicely through the leaf. So they're the 3 basic products we're going to run in our backpack. Now, when you're mixing products, always be sure to do a little test first. Make sure they're all compatible. For example, there are some products that won't mix together. So a little jar test will always show you if you see any changes. So for example, if you mix 2 products and the little jar or little container, here's something here. So say for example, this has just got Quantum H in it, but basically if you put something else in here that reacted and it turned a bit like jelly or something like that, obviously it's not going to go through your sprayer, it's not going to work as intended. So these 3 products are compatible. So if you're trying products together, please always do a little test first to make sure that they work together. So let's chuck these in, get them on the green, and we'll leave that on the leaf now. We don't need to irrigate that in. However, if you want to, the next day you can wash it off the leaf with a little tiny bit of irrigation, but I'm just going to leave mine on the leaf and on the immediate surface. Anyway guys, hope you have a fantastic weekend and we'll catch you here next time on the Aussie Lawn.